Hey Willow Creek, today I want to read you one of my favorite books, and it's about trying to make the world a more beautiful place, which I think is perfect for the beginning of the school year. So this book is called Miss Rumphius. So the Lupin lady lives in a small house overlooking the sea. In between, the rocks around her house grow blue and purple and rose colored flowers. The Lupin lady is little and old, but she has not always been this way. I know. She is my great aunt, and she told me so. Once upon a time, she was a little girl named Alice who lived in a city by the sea. From the front stoop, she could see the wharves and the bristling masts of the tall ships. Right here. Many years ago, her grandfather had come to America on a large sailing ship. Now he worked in a shop at the bottom of the house, making figureheads for the prows of ships and carving Indians out of wood to put in front of cigar stores. For Alice's grandfather was an artist. He painted pictures too of sailing ships and places across the sea. When he was very busy, Alice helped him put in the skies. In the evening, Alice sat on her grandfather's knee and listened to his stories of far-away places. When he had finished, Alice would say, "When I grow up, I too will go to faraway places, and when I grow old, I too will live beside the sea." This is all very well, little Alice," said her grandfather, "but there is a third thing that you must do." "What is that?" asked Alice. "You must do something to make the world more beautiful," said her grandfather. "All right," said Alice, but she did not know what that could be. In the meantime, Alice got up and washed her face and ate porridge for breakfast. She went to school and came home and did her homework. And pretty soon she was grown up. I understand that. Might not seem like it's going to happen, but it'll happen, children. Then my great Alice set out to do the three things that she had told her grandfather that she was going to do. She left home and went to live in another city far away from the sea and the salt air. There, she worked in a library, dusting books and keeping them from getting mixed up and helping people find the ones that they wanted. Some of the books told her of faraway places. People called her Miss Rumphius now. Sometimes she went to the conservatory in the middle of the park. When she stepped inside on a wintry day in the warm, moist air wrapped itself around her, and the sweet smell of jasmine filled her nose. "This is almost like a tropical isle," said Miss Rumphius, "but not quite. Does look pretty nice in there." So, Miss Rumphius went to a real tropical island where people kept cockatoos and monkeys as pets, and she walked on the long beaches picking up beautiful shells. One day she met Baba Raja, the king of the fishing village. "You must be tired," he said. "Come in my house and rest." So Miss Rumphius went in and met Baba Raja's wife. Baba Raja himself fetched a green coconut and cut a slice off of the top so that Miss Rumphius could drink the coconut water inside. Before she left, the Baba Raja gave her the beautiful mother of pearl shell in which he had painted a bird of paradise and the words, "You will always remain in my heart." "You will always remain in mine too," said Miss Rumphius. My great aunt Alice climbed the tall mountains where snow never melted. She went through jungles and across deserts. She saw lions playing and kangaroos jumping, and everywhere she made friends that she would never forget. Finally, she came to the land of the lotus eaters, and there, getting off of a camel, she hurt her back. "What a foolish thing to do," said Miss Rumphius. "Well, I have certainly seen faraway places. Maybe it is time to find my place by the sea." And it was, and she did. From the porch of her new house, Miss Rumphius watched the sea come up. She watched it across. She watched the sun come up, not the sea. She watched it cross the heavens and sparkle on the water, and she saw it set in glory in the evening. She started a little garden among the rocks that surrounded her house, and she planted a few flower seeds in the stony ground. Miss Rumphius was almost perfectly happy. "But there was still one more thing I have to do," she said. "I have to do something to make the world more beautiful." "But what? The world is already pretty nice," she thought, looking out over the ocean. She does have a really nice place there, doesn't she? The next spring, Miss Rumphius was not very well. Her back was bothering her again, and she had to stay in bed most of the time. The flowers that she had planted in the summer before had come up and had bloomed in spite of the stony ground. She could see them from her bedroom window, purple or blue and purple and rose-colored. "Lupins," said Miss Rumphius with satisfaction. "I have always loved lupins the best. I wish that I could plant more seeds this summer so that I could have still more flowers next year." But she was not able. After the hard winter, spring came, and Miss Rumphius was feeling much better. Now she could take walks again. One afternoon she started to go up and over the hill, where she had not been in a long time. "I don't believe my eyes," she cried when she got to the top. For there, on the other side of the hill, was a large patch of blue and purple and rose-colored lupins. "It was the wind," she said as she knelt in delight. "It was the wind that brought the seeds from the garden here, and the birds must have helped." Then Miss Rumphius had a wonderful idea. And so she hurried home and got out her seed catalogs, like the internet, to order some seeds. She sent off for the very best seed houses for 5 bushels of lupin seeds. All that summer, Miss Rumphius, her pockets full of seeds, wandered over the fields and headlands sowing lupins. She scattered seeds along the highways and down the country lanes. She flung handfuls of them around the schoolhouse and back of the church. She tossed them into the hollows and along the stone walls. Her back didn't hurt any more at all. Now, some people called her the crazy old lady. Oh, I don't think she's crazy. The next spring, there were lupins everywhere. Fields and hillsides were covered with blue and purple and rose-colored flowers. They bloomed along the highways and down the lanes. Bright patches lay around the schoolhouse and back of the church. Down in the hollows and along the stone walls grew the beautiful flowers. Miss Rumphius had done the third and the most difficult thing of all, and I agree with this, because look at how nice this is looking. There she even is on her bike. My great Aunt Alice, Miss Rumphius, is very old. Her hair is very white. Every year there are more and more lupins. Now they call her the Lupin Lady. Sometimes my friends stand with me outside of her gate, curious to see the old lady who planted the fields of lupins. When she invites us in, they come slowly. They think that she is the oldest woman in the world. Often she tells stories of faraway places. Look at them all sitting around looking at her. When I grow up, I tell her I too will go to faraway places and come home and live by the sea. That is all very well, little Alice, says my aunt, but there is a third thing that you must do. I bet you guys know what it is. What is that? I ask. You must do something to make the world more beautiful. All right, I say. But I do not know yet what that will be, and that's okay. But Miss Rumphius figured it out by the time that she was older. She figured out how to make the world a better place. I think that's a great challenge for all of us, right? To make the world a better place to be. Good night.